Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Aussie Starcraft, where we'll be bringing you another high level game between two excellent players. This time we have a TvT, or a Terran versus Terran matchup on Akilon Wastes. In the bottom right hand corner we have our red Terran player, Barcode, who is in fact Innovation. And in our top left hand corner is our blue Terran, we have Liquid Taeja. Now, those of you who are familiar with the tournament scene in Heart of the Swarm, both of these players are very big names for Terran. Two of our best Terran players in the world duking it out here on Akilon Waste. So, hope you've buckled up for an excellent matchup. This will be some of the best caliber TvT you will ever see. So, hopefully these guys have a good match in store for us. Those of you that haven't seen it, these guys have had some pretty historic and epic matchups in recent times. I can remember a 37-38 minute game on Newkirk Precinct. I don't know how many Marines were harmed in the making of that movie, but it was a heck of a lot. And these players are never disappointing when they come up against each other. We'll see if we get a mirror matchup, or if they will take different tech paths. Have a lot of different openings that are effective in Heart of the Swarm. You'll have some players go for the early Reaper play. Most commonly it's just a Reaper or two to harass while you expand, but you never know. You've seen QXE do some silly things on ladder with mass Reaper plays, even against Protoss, which were surprisingly successful. Though most commonly in a TvT matchup, you'll see players go for the quick refinery, lets them get the scout off, and lets them do a number of other things, which often includes Banshees. So Terran's main anti-air at the start of the game is in fact a Marine, and a cloaked Banshee can just work absolute nightmares in the mineral line. So we'll see what Taeja and Innovation have for us today. First Marine scouting out. You'll see both players walled off though, trying to deny their opponent any idea of what's going on. This Marine is going to be driving the poor SCV away, and he'll be rolling back to the mineral line. Likewise, Innovation also driving that SCV away with a Marine. See remarkable similarities between these players, both of them propping their Marine at the top of the line, top of the ramp, ensure those scouts don't make it anywhere near the base. And we do in fact have a reactor on the way from Taeja. No reactor as of yet from Innovation. Him instead choosing to favour the Reaper, hoping to get a better idea of what's going on in Taeja's base. So this Reaper is moving out across the map. We'll see that Innovation's got his gas going as well. Has in fact dropped his factory. Taeja dropping his factory as well now. I wonder whether he'll elect to go for Widow Mines, or if he'll go for Hellions out of these factories, or if we'll in fact see some Siege Tank play. Siege Tanks have seen a little bit of a decline in popularity in Heart of the Swarm. In other matchups versus Zerg and Protoss, you just don't see as much of them as you used to see, but in a Terran vs Terran matchup you will periodically see Siege Tanks making a bit of an appearance, still as useful as ever against Marines and Marauders. See this Reaper trying busily to get a scout of the main bases. Taeja being very active with his Marines, trying to deny any semblance of a scout. Trying to force the scan out of each other. Scans, the 50 energy that's dropped into a scan could be dropped into a mule, which harvests, I think it's 250 or 300 minerals. So you really don't want to be scanning unless you can't possibly help it. So Innovation trying to sneak this Reaper in wherever he can get him. And you see we've got Marines spaced all over the place to try and ensure that doesn't happen. Have a starport now underway for Innovation. And likewise for Taeja, we can see very similar openings here. Tech Lab coming on the factory, whereas Innovation's actually elected to go for a reactor. So we're seeing dual Widow Mines out of Innovation, and likely a Siege Tank out of Taeja. So is anyone's guess as to how this will play out. I think at this level of play I'd really favour the tanks over the Widow Mines, and the reason I say that is when the Widow Mines are burrowed, and I'll try and show you a view of it when they are. Alright, let's see if we can go to Taeja's view. Oh, you can't actually see the map there. as the opponent, you can actually see a slight divot where Widow Mines are burrowed, and while you or I might miss that in the latter game, it's quite possible that Taeja will be able to see that and know that there's Widow Mines there, so less likely to waltz a massive group of units over it. So that's why I like siege tanks in the matchup. You know, you can't dodge the siege tank's shell, you can scan and find Widow Mines. So we'll see if that plays any role in this game. Group of Marines moving out from Taeja. Try to get a little bit of an idea what's going on the map. Second siege tank on the way as well, so likely to see an early push or some sort of contain out of Taeja. Both players have secured their naturals. Have Taeja dropping some more barracks, certainly going for a much quicker end of this game than Innovation seems to be. Innovation dropping his third command centre, a sure sign that he wants to turn this into a long macro. All these Marines caught in a bad position, picks those up. Personally, I don't know why Innovation ran then. He could well have engaged with the number of Hellions and Reaper that he had there and done significant damage to those units, but obviously worried that there was a siege tank or something else nearby. Two tanks down here. If you're wondering why they're here, I think Taeja's hoping they won't be spotted. But if we look at the units tab, we do have 3 tanks now on the field, and it's a sizable force indeed from Taeja. Could put a lot of pressure on with this. I think he's going to try and ensure those Hellions he saw didn't sneak up into his main base first. So once he's secured this ramp, I think we'll see Taeja move out to put some early pressure on Innovation. Innovation's plans, however, are a lot more long term. He's got 3 command centres finished. His third command centre will soon be moving down to the expansion down here. We have Hellions trying to burn rocks, and as you can see, extremely slow process there. But they could be there all day, in fact. Let's see if continuing to produce Hellions, and it looks like Innovation may well be converting to mech. We have a second factory down now, 2 tech labs. We have tanks coming 2 at a time. Interesting change out of Innovation. We'll see how that factors in, whether these tanks can hit the field in time. Producing tanks 2 at a time is quickly going to catch up to Taeja. No wall off as of yet, and those mines have similarly relocated somewhere. One was taken out by look at it. The second one now up on the high ground, but unfortunately none of Taeja's units strayed close to it. Third base now being established from Innovation, but his units out of position. These units are going to be able to force straight up the ramp. 2 tanks forced to siege up on the high ground. Taeja scanning to get an idea of what's nearby. Can he put any pressure on this third base? I think the answer, unfortunately for him, may be no. These 2 tanks in position. Every build cycle, you know, we have every 45 seconds another 2 tanks hitting the field. This Raven, these Ravens going to be doing massive damage to the tanks. They're 1 hit from going down now. Tanks getting great shots off on these Hellions, but Hellions very durable. Marines moving, SCVs pulled off the line. It's a worker massacre from Taeja. Can he force his way up the ramp? He indeed does manage to do it somehow, even with the workers pulled off and all the Hellions tanking the damage. Taeja does in fact force his way up the ramp. He's got 4 tanks now in excellent position. He's looking very grim for Innovation, unable to secure his natural. We have Taeja move around, forces the natural to lift off. It's now 2 base to 2 base. If Taeja can move down and threaten this third base, it could be all over Red Rover for Innovation. Looking very grim for our Red Terran. Taeja continuing to reinforce his units, stream across the map, more siege tanks, Marines and Marauders, and unfortunately for Innovation, caught with his units out of position trying to take down that set of rocks. We have some Hellbats being dropped over here to try and secure. We have Taeja going for it now. Can he fight his way up the ramp? Medevac providing the coverage. Siege tank shooting at the high ground. Can he take out the second siege tank and the third siege tank? Indeed he does. He's now in the main base of Innovation, threatening the production. Hellbats dropped on the siege tank. Excellent play from Innovation, but is it too little too late? I think it might be, as Taeja's able to do phenomenal damage to Innovation's base. Even with the excellent play and setup and the Ravens that he had, Taeja able to secure this win over Innovation. Was an excellent play from Taeja, and that's GG, and Innovation forced to tap out of the game. What an excellent game between these 2 players. I feel sorry for Innovation. Both games that we've cast today is gone down in flames, but I don't feel it reflects properly the level of player he is. But as you can see, Taeja as well, one of the best Terran players in the world, able to take a game off Innovation, and it's a pretty accurate reflection of how things have been in the tournament scene recently. We had Taeja with some great games against Innovation Season 2, and conversely in Season 1, Innovation able to dominate the scene. So very volatile between these players in general, and in this matchup in general. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Nice quick one here on Akilon Waste. So go ahead and give us the old thumbs up if you enjoyed the cast. If you didn't, let us know down below why, and we'd love to work on that and improve for our future casts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.